let's talk about what buying at today's prices is. GC put together a little bit of a case study of buying 3 turnkey properties right now at the current interest rate of 6.125% versus the old interest rate of 6.75. Loans are 30-year fixed rate loans. Purchase prices of $240K each was about the average of the JWB inventory right now, putting down 30% on payments, total investment of around $241,800, which in this case was reallocated from retirement accounts to fund it, and buying and holding for 20 years. GC, you ready for me to put in your comparison?
Yeah,
here?
let's do it. So I wanted just to show you guys in real numbers, what does an interest rate drop of, call it a little bit over 0.5% mean to you as far as the decision? And so here are the numbers here. How much more money do you make when interest rates drop? Well, for a portfolio of 3 assets that are purchased and held onto for 20 years, this is how much it would affect you. Now, 6.75% was the interest rate that JWB clients were getting about a month ago. Now, we've talked about how overall interest rates were getting close to 8%. When that was happening, JWB clients were able to get interest rates at 6.75%. And that's due to our relationships with our lenders and also an aggressive rate buy down program that we are offering as an incentive to our clients. So that's where it was a month ago, 6.75%. Well, now, because of everything we just discussed, that same portfolio of homes can get a 6.125% interest rate. And so I stacked up the differences here to see how much more that's worth. And I'll kind of go through some of the main highlights here. When interest rates come down, that means that your payments to the bank are lower, but your rent is still high. So that means that you get more net rental income to the tune of about $50,000 over the course of ownership for this portfolio. So it's worth 50 grand in net rental income to you.
Not bad.
Anybody like an extra 50 grand?
Everybody likes an extra 50 grand.
Yeah.
Yep.
If you made the decision a month ago, you didn't have that 50 grand coming to you that you now do just by the interest rates dropping like they do. But again, if you bought a month ago, don't feel bad. You're going to refinance anyways. You're going to be just fine. Then you've got tax savings, right? You get more tax savings, the more net rental income you have. So as the interest rates have dropped a little bit over 0.5% now, you made an extra 4 grand in tax savings. Every little bit helps, right? Principal pay down now, because interest rates again have dropped, right? Interest rates are lower. You pay less in interest on your mortgage payment every single month. You're going to make an extra 10 grand of return on investment. Your home price appreciation is still going to be strong. There's no additional home price appreciation because of interest rates specifically, although we would expect home prices to go up in the future when interest rates do come down, but I didn't put that in here. So all in all, it's worth about $64,000. Just that interest rate drop, a little over 0.5%. It's a $64,000 bump to your profits in this rental property portfolio, which takes you from about a 9% return on investment every single year to roughly about a 10% return on investment every single year.
There you go. So this interest rate drop, mostly it's a difference in cash flow, right? But it also affects tax savings profit center, also affects principal pay down profit center. Doesn't affect home price appreciation, right? Your home price is still going to continue to appreciate. What affects home price appreciation, which is the biggest bucket, is how long you've been there, right? So this is the argument for why it makes sense to get in as soon as you can, because people like to buy real estate and wait. GC, is it safe to say that this is for 3 homes? So if you're thinking about 1 home over 20 years, you're roughly thinking that per home, it's going to earn you an extra like $22,000.
There you go.
Okay, cool. So that is the savings when it comes to buying now, based on this interest rate drop. So my takeaway there is, all right, if I want to feel like I'm going to get a little deal, there's a little deal for me, right? Not life-changing money, right? Over 20 years, the extra $20,000 per property makes a difference, but maybe not a giant difference.
Mm-hmm.
But there is that idea of, okay, I didn't buy at the top of the market. Now let's talk about what's coming if I was to buy it right now. What is coming now?
Yeah, that $65,000 is nice to have, but that's not the main takeaway of our hour that we're going to spend together. The main takeaway is that this is a leading indicator. All these large economic things that we've just been talking about here and how the Fed is holding the Fed funds rate constant, and CPI, Consumer Price Index, is getting closer and closer to our target, and it's holding firm. And you've got a lot of really smart people out there talking about not how rates are going up, but they're asking when are rates going to go down. So I pulled some of the quotes here one from the National Association of Realtors, the chief economist, Lawrence Yun, who's quoted all the time. His outlook is that mortgage rates look to head towards 7% in a few months and into the 6% range by the spring of 2024. So that's pretty aggressive, right? We're at 7% now. So he is talking about rates dropping a full point by the spring of 2024. To put that in perspective, that would be a 1.5% to 2% drop of interest rates from their peak.
That's steep.
So that's pretty aggressive. You've got U.S. senior analyst Crystal Sunbury, assuming no significant economic shocks, mortgage rates are likely to continue slowly easing over the next few months to reach a 6 to 6.5% range by the spring of 2024. So collaborative and corroborative there. Mortgage Bankers Association is their forecast is for mortgage rates to end 2024 at 6.1% and reach 5.5% by the end of 2025.
It's like a 2-year outlook.
2-year outlook. Bank of America head of retail lending, Matt Vernon, says the Fed's likely decision to cut rates in 2024 would be a key factor that could breathe new life into the housing market. And then Ally Home President Glenn Brunkers says with the mortgage rates pricing around 7.5% today, we can expect them to be nearing their top and begin their descent in the first half of 2024. So a lot of this is seeing the writing on the wall before it happens and understanding what the impact is on your home prices and your overall portfolio when interest rates come down. Because we don't know exactly when they're going to happen, but I haven't talked to one individual out there who thinks that the Fed wants to keep the Fed funds rate this high, and by indirectly that we would want interest rates to be this high. Everybody knows they're going to come down. So if you know that they're going to come down, what can you do to put yourself in a position of success, get extra profits out of this equation? And that's why this is a buy time.